What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, of all of the fan service and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and let's be real, there was a ton. John Krasinski showing up as Mr. Fantastic was one of those moments that really made you scratch your head and wonder if the top Marvel brass doesn't read the same websites and watch the same YouTube channels that we do. Basically, since 2019, there has been more concept art of John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic than some of the already existing characters in the MCU. It sort of makes you wonder if we, the internet, didn't collectively cast John Krasinski in this role. It also leaves the question open-ended: will he be our main 616 continuity Mr. Fantastic, come back for the Fantastic Four film, or was this a one-off instead of him playing our main continuity Reed Richards? Well, we have some awesome updates from industry insiders, all corroborating the same fact about whether or not John Krasinski's coming back, and an additional detail as far as that upcoming Fantastic Four project being released by Marvel Studios. We're breaking all that down, and the possibility we actually see John Krasinski again as Mr. Fantastic in the reboot. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews to the occasional industry insider scoop like we're covering today, and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. That'll automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway. We are right around the corner from the next one. If you want, stick around to the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so a real quick running down the facts and framing this up in case you don't follow channels like mine every single day and you haven't been a Marvel journalist like I have for the last 4 years. Ever since Marvel Studios re-announced the Fantastic Four reboot all the way back in summer of 2019 at San Diego Comic-Con, official announcements have basically been completely dormant. They haven't mentioned the project at all. It showed up at the beginning of the Marvel Phase 4 slate, but we haven't had a release date for the film or any other details released until 9 days ago, when the director who was attached to the project from the original announcement, Jon Watts, again the director from the Spider-Man trilogy, mutually agreed in public statements from both him, Kevin Feige, and Marvel Studios to exit the project and hopefully work together on something soon. That's actually where we learned the bombshell that Jon Watts should be returning for Spider-Man 4 and presumably the next trilogy between Sony and Marvel. Now, the reason that that's so interesting about the director stepping down leads us right into today's industry insider scoop from the internet scoopster Moth Culture, but corroborated by multiple industry insiders and even some sources of my own. Not only will John Krasinski be back as our 616 main continuity Reed Richards, but on top of that, he's also in negotiations with Marvel Studios to direct the film as well. This again coming from several sources, and this is nothing new for John Krasinski. He actually both starred in and directed The Quiet Place and The Quiet Place 2, both critically acclaimed and fan favorites. Now he could possibly do the same thing for Marvel Studios with the first family in the Fantastic Four, both star in it as Reed Richards and direct the film. But before we go popping the champagne, as this does have me super excited, I think Krasinski's an excellent director. I rather liked The Quiet Place than The Quiet Place 2. I also think his Reed Richards portrayal in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness was spot on. He looked and acted and read like the character I read off the pages in the comics, and I definitely want to see more. Number one, while it is seemingly coincidental that you have Jon Watts stepping down on the heels of reports that John Krasinski was able to commit to them finally to do this, and that's why they let him go, this isn't coming from Marvel Studios. We probably will not have an official announcement about this film or casting until the end of the year, as is par for the course with their big announcements like that. So this is coming from an industry insider, sources of my own, certain scoopsters who put their name on these, and we're going to give them more reverence than saying anonymous 4chan or Reddit post. Just remember, it's not official until it's official, and even if they are in negotiations, it's not a done deal until it's a done deal. Also, it's sort of hard to ignore the news that Peyton Reed's Ant-Man was moved up to an earlier spot on the schedule, which would free him up to start directing on the Fantastic Four, which all of the connection is there. Peyton Reed has been more than vocal about not only wanting to helm that project, but actually pitched it back at Fox when he was there in the past and had ideas about how he would want that film to go. And so while John Krasinski may want to play the Fantastic Four's Reed Richards and or come back for our main continuity, Peyton Reed having his film moved up with his very public yearning for that project could also be a real likely candidate. And in fact, when we broke this news 9 days ago, that's who I had my money on if I was sort of saying if Vegas was running odds. all my money was on Peyton Reed to direct this project. I still think that he may have a good shot to do it as well. This news about John Krasinski being Reed Richards is super exciting, and with Krasinski's experience in directing and acting at the same time, it would be really cool to see if someone could do that with a Marvel movie for all the right reasons, right? Someone who's acting in the project, who's also directing it, can be able to really get his vision out for what he wants to see on the big screen, and that's a super exciting prospect. It's also a super scary one, even for someone like him who has experience with the size and scope of a Marvel Studios project. That would be a lot to try to bite off and chew. I can't wait for the official announcement for this, and I am definitely pulling for John Krasinski back as Reed Richards. For the record, I don't think you introduce him as Fantastic Four's Reed Richards and Doctor Strange, and then don't bring him back for the main continuity. I think it wouldn't be confusing to fans. I think people say that casually, and people aren't dumb. They understand variants. They would definitely get it. We would all know, but I just don't feel like you do that and tease fans like that. I saw a lot of you say that you were scared now that he wouldn't be. You think he was doing this because he didn't want to be the main continuity's Fantastic Four Reed Richards. But let's be real, guys. Why even be in the film if you don't want to be anyway? And if you've watched any of his interviews, any of them, he's been very, very open and honest about wanting to be in Marvel movies, wanting to try to direct one. The quotes are everywhere, and why wouldn't he be, man? That's literally the dream, but hey, that's just from our perspective. I know there's a lot of big actors who don't want their career to be taken over for 10 years by this, which is exactly what it's going to be, because let's face it, guys, once he's Reed Richards, the Fantastic Four, he's going to be around in MCU and Marvel movies for a long time. It's basically going to be the majority of his career for the next 10 years or so. And yeah, for someone like him who's already very successful, he just might want different things out of life. You know, you can't go casting them in these roles and just assuming that's their dream too. But guys, let me know all your thoughts down below. Yay or nay on him returning? If it's not him, who else? And would you want to see him direct this film as well? I'm all ears. Let me know down in the comments quickly. Let's jump into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. Okay, we're still giving away PlayStation 5s all the way up to 1 million subscribers. We're doing it every 20,000. The next one's at 960, and we are rapidly approaching that. Should easily hit that by month's end. If you want to be entered to win, all the same rules will always apply. All you have to do, hit the subscribe button, because you need to be a subscriber, then leave a comment down below on this video, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, the same way we're doing here. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on, and as always, if you like today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at IamFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, wherever you listen to original music under the name All Fires. And while I sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.